3 foods that can destroy your liver health. Stop eating these. Hello, and welcome. I want to discuss with you today something significant, something that may be impacting your energy levels, clarity of mind, and overall well-being in ways you haven't even considered. We're going to talk about your liver. Is your liver silently crying out for help? There's a very good chance it is, and what's more, the common foods you might be eating every single day could be pushing this vital organ to its breaking point. In the next few minutes, I am going to pull back the curtain on the top 3 food groups you should consider reducing or removing right now if you want to protect your liver, reclaim your energy, and feel vibrant again. Now, what if I told you that a single can of soda, a quick microwave meal, or your favorite breakfast sausage could be doing as much damage to your liver as alcohol? It might sound like an exaggeration, but the science is becoming increasingly apparent. Millions of people, many of them in their golden years, are living with a condition called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, or NAFLD, and the vast majority don't even know it. They might blame their constant fatigue, that frustrating brain fog, the aches in their joints, or that stubborn belly fat on simply getting older or being stressed out. But what if the real problem is that their liver is quietly being overwhelmed and suffocated by fat? This isn't a rare or obscure illness. It's a modern epidemic, and our modern diet essentially drives it, or modern diet primarily drives it. But here is the most crucial part, and I want you to hear this loud and clear. You have the power to stop it. You can even help reverse the damage. It all starts with knowing who the real enemies are. So, let's set aside what you think you know about healthy eating for a moment. We're about to explore the 3 absolute worst food groups that are waging a silent war on your body's hardest working organ. Please, stick with me, because what you're about to learn could not only add years to your life, but more importantly, add life and vitality back into your years. The why. Your liver is your body's unsung hero. Before we dive into our list of the 3 foods that can destroy your liver health, stop eating these. Let's take a moment to appreciate the unsung hero of your body, your liver. Imagine it as your body's master control center. It's a sophisticated filtration system, a powerful chemical processing plant, and a vital energy warehouse, all rolled into one 3-pound organ that sits quietly under your right ribcage. Your liver has over 500 essential jobs to do, working for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with no holidays or weekends off. It is your primary line of defense against all the toxins you encounter. Every single drop of blood that leaves your stomach and intestines passes through the liver. There, it meticulously processes and detoxifies everything you consume, from a fresh, healthy salad to a prescription medication, and yes, the harmful substances in the foods we're about to discuss. It's a metabolic powerhouse, converting the food you eat into the energy you need to think, move, and live. It expertly manages your blood sugar, storing any extra glucose for later and releasing it when your energy levels dip. It produces bile, a crucial substance necessary for breaking down fats and absorbing essential vitamins. It builds the very proteins your body requires for clotting blood if you get a cut, and for maintaining strong muscles. Truly, your liver is central to your very existence. But here's the problem we face in our modern world. We've completely taken this incredible organ for granted. We have pushed it to its absolute limit. In our world of fast food, convenient packaged goods, and sugary treats, we've flooded our livers with substances and quantities they were never designed to handle. When your liver becomes overwhelmed, it can't perform its numerous other duties properly. The filtration system gets clogged. The chemical plant falls behind on its orders. The energy warehouse is starting to resemble a fat storage depot. This is the starting point for a cascade of health problems, beginning with that condition we mentioned, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD. To understand the stages of liver damage, consider it a progression. First, there is simple fatty liver, or steatosis. This is a generally harmless buildup of fat in the liver cells. For many, it stops here. But if the assault continues, it can progress to non-alcoholic steatohepatitis, or NASH. This is more serious. Now, on top of the fat, there is inflammation. Think of this inflammation as a low-grade fire that constantly smolders inside your body. Over time, this fire leads to scarring, a stage known as fibrosis. The liver is still functioning, but scar tissue is forming. If left unaddressed, that scarring can become severe and irreversible, leading to the final stage, cirrhosis. At this point, the liver shrinks and becomes scarred and lumpy, which can lead to liver failure or liver cancer. But I am not here to scare you. I am here to empower you, because there is truly remarkable news to share. Your liver is incredibly resilient. It has an amazing, almost magical ability to heal and regenerate itself, but only if you remove the things that are causing the damage. The liver is the only visceral organ in the body with this capacity. It's been shown that even if a large portion of the liver is removed, it can regrow to its full functional size in just a matter of weeks, provided it has the right conditions, and that is what we will do today. By understanding and eliminating the three main culprits, you give your liver the fighting chance it needs to clean house, repair the damage, and get back to being the superhero your body needs. Alright, the stage is set. Let's count down the top 3 food groups laying siege to your liver, starting with number 3. Food offender number 1, ultra-processed foods. The first, and arguably the most pervasive, enemy of your liver is a vast category of products that has wholly and quietly taken over our grocery stores. Ultra-processed foods, often called UPFs. Now, what exactly are we talking about here? It's essential to make a distinction. This isn't about foods that have been minimally processed, like canned beans, frozen vegetables, or a jar of plain tomato sauce. UPFs are different. They are best described as industrial formulations. They are typically made from substances extracted from food sources such as fats, starches, and sugars or synthesized in a laboratory. Take a look at the ingredient list of a typical UPF. It often reads like a chemistry experiment, full of words you can't pronounce, emulsifiers, thickeners, artificial flavors, preservatives, and various syrups. The obvious culprits are everywhere: sugary breakfast cereals, packaged cookies and cakes, potato chips, instant noodles, and frozen pizzas. But the reach of UPFs is far more insidious. They hide in plain sight, often masquerading as healthy or convenient options. This includes most flavored yogurts, the majority of granola and protein bars, many plant-based meat substitutes, and even the sliced bread you use for your morning toast. A good rule of thumb is this: if it comes in a crinkly plastic package, can sit on a shelf for months or even years without spoiling, and has a paragraph-long ingredient list, it's almost certainly a UPF. So why are these foods so devastating for your liver? It's a multi-pronged attack. First, UPFs are engineered for overconsumption. Food scientists spend millions of dollars to perfect what they call the bliss point, that irresistible combination of salt, sugar, and fat that lights up the pleasure centers in your brain and effectively silences your body's natural I am full signals. This makes you overeat, often without even realizing it, sending a relentless flood of empty calories and artificial chemicals straight to your liver for processing. Second, these foods represent a toxic cocktail that places an enormous burden on your liver. They are packed with unhealthy fats, refined carbohydrates, and added sugars, but they have been stripped of the very things that protect your liver, like fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Your liver has to work in overdrive, not just to process the sheer volume of fat and sugar, but also to detoxify the swarm of chemical additives and preservatives. This constant, unrelenting stress is a direct pathway to fat accumulation inside your liver cells. The link between UPFs and liver disease isn't just a theory, it's a scientific fact. Study after study confirms a direct, dose-dependent connection. The more UPFs a person eats, the higher their risk for non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD. One meta-analysis found that high intake of these foods was associated with a 42% increased risk of developing NAFLD compared to low intake. Another review highlighted that for every 10% increase in the consumption of UPFs, the likelihood of developing severe fatty liver can shoot up. This isn't just about gaining weight. These foods appear to have a unique, direct damaging effect on the liver itself. The damage doesn't stop there. The artificial ingredients in UPFs promote chronic, low-grade inflammation, and your liver becomes the epicenter of this internal firestorm. Furthermore, emerging research is revealing a powerful connection known as the gut-liver axis. Certain food additives, such as emulsifiers, which are found in a wide range of products including ice cream and bread, can disrupt the delicate balance of gut bacteria. They can damage the protective mucus layer of your intestines, contributing to what's known as leaky gut. This allows toxins produced by harmful gut bacteria to escape from the gut and travel directly to the liver, triggering even more inflammation and damage. It's a vicious cycle that creates the perfect storm for severe liver disease down the road. The solution: go from processed to whole, one step at a time. Getting rid of UPFs can sound daunting, even impossible, because they are everywhere. The key is not to aim for perfection overnight. It's about making small, consistent, positive changes. It's not about deprivation, it's about making progress. Start by becoming a food detective. The next time you're at the store, pick up a packaged item and read the label. A great rule of thumb is that the shorter the ingredient list, the better. If you see a long list of chemicals, words ending in "-ose" such as fructose or dextrose, or terms like hydrogenated oils, put it back on the shelf. Here are a few practical, easy swaps to get you started. Instead of that sugary cereal or a packaged breakfast bar, try a warm bowl of plain oatmeal or rolled oats. Top it with some fresh berries, a sprinkle of cinnamon, and a handful of walnuts. You're swapping a sugar bomb for fiber, antioxidants, and healthy fats. Instead of buying pre-made sauces and salad dressings, which are often loaded with sugar, unhealthy oils, and preservatives, try making your own. A simple, delicious vinaigrette can be made in under a minute with olive oil, vinegar such as apple cider or balsamic, a hint of mustard, and a few herbs. Instead of reaching for chips or cookies when you feel like a snack, plan. Have a piece of fruit, a handful of almonds or walnuts, or some veggie sticks with hummus ready to go. These foods actively support your liver, they don't tax it. Instead of a frozen dinner or a healthy microwave meal, consider batch cooking at the start of the week. Grilling chicken breasts, baking fish, roasting a large pan of vegetables, and cooking a pot of quinoa can provide the building blocks for quick, healthy meals throughout the week. Instead of flavored yogurt, buy plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt and add your fresh fruit or a tiny drizzle of honey. This way, you control the amount of sugar, not a food corporation. Making these changes isn't just about avoiding the bad stuff. It's about actively inviting healing into your body. Every single time you choose whole, real food over a hyper-processed one, you are giving your liver a gift. You're reducing its toxic load, calming inflammation, and giving it the breathing room it needs to begin the remarkable process of healing itself. Food offender number 2: foods high in added sugars, especially fructose. Our second major offender, a substance that wages a fierce war on your liver, is also one of the most deceptive and addictive ingredients in our modern food supply. Added sugar, with a special emphasis on its most dangerous form, fructose. Now, when we talk about sugar, it's vital to be clear. We are not talking about the natural sugar found in a whole apple or a bowl of fresh strawberries. That kind of sugar is naturally packaged with fiber, water, vitamins, and phytonutrients. These components slow down its absorption and provide benefits. We are referring to added sugars, the refined sugars, syrups, and sweeteners that are added to foods and drinks during manufacturing. This primarily means table sugar, sucrose, and its even more troublesome cousin, high fructose corn syrup, HFCS. These added sugars are in nearly everything. Of course, you know they are in sodas, energy drinks, candies, and desserts. But they are also hiding in countless savory foods where you would never expect to find them. They are in ketchup, barbecue sauce, salad dressings, canned soups, pasta sauces, baked beans, and even in many types of bread and crackers. While all excess sugar is detrimental to your health, fructose stands in a class of its own when it comes to liver damage. Here's the crucial difference. Nearly every cell in your body can use glucose, the other part of sugar, for energy. But fructose is different. The liver almost exclusively processes it. This means when you drink a can of soda or eat a food loaded with high fructose corn syrup, you are sending a targeted metabolic bomb directly to your liver. Your other organs can't help out. The liver has to handle the entire load on its own. So what happens when that fructose bomb hits your liver? The organ is sent into a state of metabolic chaos. Unlike glucose, which the liver can store as glycogen for later use, excess fructose is immediately converted into fat through a process called de novo lipogenesis, a fancy term for making new fat from scratch. This process is incredibly rapid and efficient. Consuming high fructose foods essentially flips a switch in your liver, turning it into a fat-producing factory on overdrive. This newly created fat doesn't go anywhere. It gets stored right inside your liver cells, directly contributing to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. The scientific evidence on this is nothing short of shocking. An extensive study published in the prestigious journal JAMA followed nearly 100,000 postmenopausal women for over 20 years. The results were stunning. Women who drank one or more sugar-sweetened beverages daily had an 85% higher risk of liver cancer and a 68% higher risk of dying from chronic liver disease compared to those who drank them rarely. The damage is so profound that some experts have compared the effect of daily soft drinks on the liver to that of daily alcohol consumption. The danger is magnified by the way we consume these sugars. Liquid sugar from sodas, sweetened teas, and fruit juices is particularly harmful. With no fiber to act as a brake, the sugar mainlines into your bloodstream, creating a tidal wave of fructose that slams directly into your liver. The liver cannot cope with this sudden onslaught, and fat production goes into hyperdrive. This process does more than create fat. The metabolic breakdown of fructose also generates harmful byproducts, such as uric acid and free radicals. The increase in uric acid is a known trigger for gout, a painful form of arthritis that many seniors suffer from. Studies have shown that when the body breaks down fructose, it releases purines, which are then converted into uric acid. Consequently, uric acid levels can rise within minutes of consumption. The free radicals, meanwhile, cause oxidative stress, which is like rust on your liver cells, leading to inflammation and cellular damage. This entire cascade also leads directly to insulin resistance. When your liver is full of fat and constantly bombarded by sugar, it starts to ignore the signal from the hormone insulin. In response, your pancreas has to work harder and pump out even more insulin to try to manage your blood sugar. This state of high insulin not only tells your body to store even more fat in the liver but is also a one-way street to developing type 2 diabetes. It becomes a devastating feedback loop. The fatty liver causes insulin resistance, and the insulin resistance makes your liver even fatter. A quick but important word of caution about so-called healthy sugars. Many people swap their daily soda for a large glass of fruit juice, thinking they are making a healthier choice. But while 100% fruit juice does contain some vitamins, it has usually been stripped of its natural fiber. From your liver's point of view, that concentrated dose of liquid sugar isn't all that different from a can of cola. The solution: becoming a sugar detective. Breaking your dependence on sugar is one of the most powerful and loving things you can do for your liver. It just takes a little knowledge and vigilance. Make water your primary beverage. The single most significant and most impactful change you can make is to stop drinking your sugar. Vow to replace soda, sweet tea, sports drinks, and juices with water. If you find water boring, try sparkling water with a squeeze of fresh lemon or lime, or explore the world of unsweetened herbal teas. This one change alone will dramatically slash your added sugar intake. Read nutrition labels diligently. Make it a habit to look for the added sugars line on the nutrition panel. The American Heart Association recommends that women limit added sugar to about 6 teaspoons 24 grams per day, and men to 9 teaspoons 36 grams. You will be shocked at where you find it and how quickly it adds up. Scan the ingredients list for sugars' many aliases: high fructose corn syrup, dextrose, maltose, sucrose, cane juice, agave nectar, rice syrup. It's all just sugar to your liver. Rethink your dessert and snacks. Instead of processed cakes, cookies, and candy, try to retrain your palate to appreciate the natural sweetness of whole foods. A bowl of fresh berries with a dollop of plain Greek yogurt can be a wonderfully satisfying dessert. A single square of very dark chocolate 70% cacao or higher can curb a craving with far less sugar and some added antioxidants. Embrace whole foods. The most straightforward way to avoid added sugar is to eat foods that don't come with an ingredient list. Fresh fruits and vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains should be the foundation of your diet. The more your meals are based on these real foods, the less you have to worry about hidden sugars. Be patient with your taste buds. If you're accustomed to a high-sugar diet, food may taste bland at first. Please stick with it. It takes a few weeks, but your taste buds will adapt. You'll begin to notice the subtle, natural sweetness in foods you never did before. A carrot will start to taste incredibly sweet, and a piece of fruit will feel like a decadent treat. Food offender number 3, red and processed meats, and number 1 on our list, the third food group that can be destructive to your liver, is a staple in many people's diets: red and processed meats. While we all need adequate protein to stay strong and healthy, the source of that protein matters immensely, and a high intake of these specific types of meat is strongly and consistently linked to liver damage. Let's be very clear about what we are discussing. Red meat primarily refers to beef, pork, and lamb. Processed meat is a broader category that includes any meat that has been salted, cured, smoked, or otherwise treated to enhance its flavor or extend its shelf life. This includes many breakfast favorites, such as bacon and sausage, as well as hot dogs, deli meats like salami and bologna, and beef jerky. The primary concern with these meats is their high content of saturated fat. A diet heavy in saturated fat is a primary driver of fat accumulation in the liver. This is the fatty and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Your liver is the organ responsible for processing the fats you eat. When it is flooded with an excess of saturated fat, especially daily, it simply cannot keep up with the demand. The system gets overloaded, and the liver resorts to storing that fat within its cells. A 2024 review confirmed that consumption of both unprocessed red meat and processed meat was associated with a higher risk of fatty liver disease, and the risk increased with the amount consumed. Prospective studies have shown that consistently high consumption of red or processed meat can lead to a significantly higher risk of developing not just fatty liver, but also the more advanced stage of liver scarring, known as significant fibrosis. Processed meats are a particularly potent double whammy for liver health. In addition to their high saturated fat content, they are also loaded with sodium and chemical preservatives, such as nitrates and nitrites. These compounds add a significant burden to your liver's detoxification pathways. Remember, your liver has to process everything that enters your body. When it's already working hard to manage excess fat and sugar, forcing it also to break down a host of industrial preservatives adds more strain, fuels inflammation, and accelerates damage. There's another factor at play, especially with how we cook these meats. Cooking meats at very high temperatures, like frying or char grilling, can create harmful compounds called advanced glycation end products, or AGS. These AGEs are known to promote oxidative stress and inflammation throughout the body, and the liver is particularly vulnerable. Studies have shown that a diet high in AGS can exacerbate liver injury and fibrosis. Finally, a diet high in red and processed meat often crowds out the good stuff. When a dinner plate is dominated by a large steak and a side of sausage, there is inevitably less room for liver-protective foods like fiber-rich vegetables, beans, and lentils. A 2023 study made this connection plain. Diets high in red meat and sugary drinks were strongly associated with a higher risk of fatty liver, while a plant-based diet was associated with a lower risk. The solution? Rebalancing your protein portfolio. The goal here is not to insist that everyone become a vegetarian overnight. It's about a sensible and strategic shift. It is about significantly reducing your intake of red and processed meats and prioritizing protein sources that support your liver, rather than harming it. Treat red meat as a condiment, not the main event. Instead of having red meat several times a week, think of it as an exceptional occasion food, perhaps once a week, or even just a couple of times a month. When you do eat it, choose the leanest cuts you can find and be mindful of your portion size. A healthy portion is about the size of a deck of cards. Make a commitment to eliminate processed meats. This is one of the most impactful changes you can make for your liver health. Bacon, sausage, hot dogs, and deli meats offer minimal nutritional benefit to justify the health risks they pose. Consider them off limits for the sake of your liver. Embrace leaner animal proteins. Shift your daily focus to poultry, such as skinless chicken and turkey breast, and especially fish. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, mackerel, and trout are liver superstars. They are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which are powerfully anti-inflammatory and have been clinically shown to help reduce fat and inflammation in the liver. Prioritize plant-based proteins. This is a true cornerstone of a liver-healthy diet. Beans, lentils, chickpeas, and tofu are nutritional powerhouses, rich in protein, fiber, and essential micronutrients. Try starting with meatless Mondays or aim for a few entirely plant-based meals each week. One study found that swapping just one serving of processed red meat per week for beans or lentils was associated with a lower risk of fatty liver. Change your cooking methods. The way you cook matters. Instead of frying or char grilling at high heat, which can create those harmful AGS, try gentler methods like baking, broiling, poaching, or steaming your food. We have covered a great deal of information, and it may feel overwhelming to take in at once. But the core message is simple, and more importantly, it is incredibly empowering. The choices you make at your kitchen table, in the grocery aisle, and at a restaurant have a direct, profound, and powerful impact on the health of your liver. Let's do a quick recap of the 3 enemies we've identified. Ultra-processed foods. These are factory-made products loaded with unhealthy fats, refined sugar, and an army of chemicals that overwhelm and inflame your liver. Added sugars, especially fructose, delivered primarily through sugary drinks and hidden in countless processed foods. This is a direct, high-speed pipeline to a fatty, dysfunctional liver. Red and processed meats. These are high in saturated fats and preservatives that drive fat storage and inflammation in your liver, especially when cooked at high temperatures. However, please don't view this as just a list of things you can no longer have. I encourage you to reframe this in your mind. Think about what you are gaining. You are gaining vibrant energy, clearer thinking, a more efficient metabolism, and most importantly, you are gaining control over your health journey. You are giving your hard-working liver the chance it desperately needs to rest, repair, and heal finally. The path to a healthy liver isn't about a miserable crash diet or some extreme, punishing detox. It's about making small, sustainable, intelligent choices, one meal at a time. It starts with your very next trip to the grocery store. It starts with choosing water instead of soda this afternoon. It begins with adding a few more colorful vegetables to your dinner plate tonight. Your liver works tirelessly for you every single day of your life. Now, it's time for you to do a little work for it. If you found this information valuable and feel ready to take control of your health, please consider subscribing and clicking the notification bell. We are committed to delivering science-informed, practical health advice that you can apply in your daily life. And please give this video a thumbs up to help it reach more people who need to hear this message, and share it with someone you care about. Conclusion. I want to leave you with one final, crucial thought. Your body's capacity for healing is truly remarkable, and your liver is the poster child for that resilience. It wants to be healthy. By removing these 3 significant burdens from its daily workload, you are giving your liver the space, the resources, and the energy it needs to begin the miraculous process of repairing itself. Don't aim for perfection overnight. That's a recipe for frustration. Just focus on making one better choice today than you did yesterday. Today, your one thing is simply skipping the sugar in your coffee. Tomorrow, it's having that bowl of oatmeal instead of sugary cereal. Every single one of those small choices is a victory. Each one sends a powerful, positive signal of healing throughout your entire body. You are the architect of your health. The power to build a healthier, more vibrant future is right there in your hands, on your fork, and in your glass. Start today. Your liver will thank you for it.